Welcome back to Blue Heron Homestead, where we experience 4 different seasons in the course of any given week. Sometimes we get to experience 4 given seasons in one day. Well, some plants are okay, most plants are okay with the fall and the spring. But when it comes to the heat of summer, some plants don't like it. Other plants don't like the cold of winter, and for us, one would be the citrus tree. Now, when we look at citrus, we need to understand where we're at. Most of you have seen these old maps of the U.S. when you had the disputed line between Georgia and Florida, and no one really knew where Florida's northern border was located. Well, we're in that disputed area. We're definitely in Georgia today, but a lot of the earlier maps, based on those lines, we would have been in Florida. So the citrus is kind of like part of our heritage, though it's kind of complicated. For years, many people here had large citrus trees that they would grow, and we had gotten used to going out, picking fruit, just bringing in fruit from the citrus. In recent years, the climate's changed a bit, and it gets colder here in the winter, so it's much more of a struggle to make these things work. So I want to tell you today what has actually worked for us and what has not. This is a Meyer lemon. We've had multiple Meyer lemons outside. Notice it has one on it now, little blooms, not on this one, but on another one. Oh yes, here are a few blooms in the greenhouse. These can pollinate within a greenhouse, self-pollinate. They don't need pollinators. It's a wonderful tree. Outside, it may or may not live. You're taking a chance on this one. It's right there on the threshold, so unless you have a sheltered area or you want to wrap your tree up with lights or frost cloth or things of this nature, I don't recommend putting a Meyer lemon outside, though plenty have grown here, but you are taking a chance, which brings me to my point. This is about the gamble of growing citrus. Gamble means taking a calculated guess. Kenny Rogers, he was an old country music singer back in the 70s and 80s. He had a song called The Gambler, and this immortal line that said, you've got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run. Well, you might want to walk away with the citrus here when you're dealing with a Meyer lemon. Over here, this is something new. Now, I like this. This is a Harvey lemon. I found recently and got a good deal on it. One thing I like about the Harvey lemon is it does not have any thorns on it like the Meyer lemon. And that's a big thing to me. It has a lot of blooms. Inside the greenhouse, it did really well last winter when the heat went out and it was down in the low 20s in here. This tree did fine, and it was in the coldest zone in the entire greenhouse, and no heat, it was okay. How would it have worked outside? I'm just not really sure, so this is an experiment. I don't know if it's going in a pot or in the ground yet. I've got to do some research, but seems like a really good tree. Now, follow me and we'll go take a look at a little more. Now, I've got a friend, he has 4 or 5 different lime trees, key limes, and he actually has done well producing them. He has them in pots, not outside. With me, I've tried this. I've never actually produced any limes here. I do not recommend a key lime. I've had key lime and Persian lime, and of all your citrus, this is going to be the first to go. So this is where you run. Don't put this outside. If you get this, you want it in a pot. Over here, satsumas. Most satsumas that I have tried seem to do pretty well here. Now you need to understand, this is a sheltered area. This is a Satsuma tangerine. Tangerines seem to have a little more cold tolerance, and they're always tender, they're juicy, they're good to eat. But the cold tolerance is more, it seems to me, in general than a regular orange of some type. I think I'm going to leave this here, so the Satsuma tangerine, thumbs up on that one. Okay, this is where you run. Follow me over here. This is Apple Row. Last year I took a Gala apple up, not because the tree was unhealthy, but because it wasn't producing fruit, and I felt it had occupied the real estate a little bit too long. Rule of thumb, Nothing gets to occupy space in your yard or your orchard, especially if it's irrigated, if it doesn't produce fruit. So when your plant looks like this and you've cut it back, well, there's still green. Yes, there is. But that doesn't mean I'm going to keep it. Look down here. A lot of people don't understand, and most do, but this is where the graft took place. They grew a plant from seed, then they took a branch off of a good tree, grafted it in, grew it out. This way, you know what kind of quality tree you have here. If it comes back from here, don't waste space in your yard. Get something that works. Your time and your space are worth money. We're trying something new here, by the way, off of the citrus thing, but this is a tropic sweet apple. The tropical varieties are a little more, how should I say, they handle the heat. They need less chill hours. So we're going to put it over here. All right, and finally, this is where it actually began many years ago with us in our citrus experiment. On the far end where that pathetic looking scrub looks, once sat a beautiful citrus tree. And it made it through the winter, but the next year I looked and half of the tree, the trunk was dead. So I'm like, oh no, this is horrible. So I decided to go ahead and just start over. But what did work? This is a clementine orange. The clementine orange went through the winter surprisingly well. I believe it had a cold tolerance from like 10 to 40 with the range, but it survived. It probably did better than anything else. Now, the next one we have here, a sunburst tangerine. The sunburst tangerine, I mean, this isn't how you want your citrus to look, but I'll take it. This will come out, a little bit of water, a little bit of fertilizer. We'll have a beautiful tree so it can tolerate the heat. It can tolerate the cold. It can make a lot of fruit. The kids are happy. When the kids are happy, the parents are happy. When the parents are happy, the grandparents are happy. So everybody is happy when you get the right citrus. We have another sunburst tangerine, but notice what I've done here. This is just a piece of 8-inch drain tile. Now observe, we put it around the tree, and this is what it does. The wind always comes from this area. We have to zip tie this on to make sure it holds. It doesn't really catch any wind, so it's not going to break your tree over. Wind just goes around it. It's also black, which means that you have this on in the winter, so what happens, the sun hits it, and guess what happens? It heats it up. Now, what you don't want to do, don't wrap your citrus with a trash bag. If you do, even if it survives the cold, you're going to kill your plant because your plant has to breathe. So with a bag on it, I've done this before, put a big trash bag on it. Yes, I'll protect it. You take the trash bag off, everything's dead. Don't go there. Oh, here's deception. We all hate deception. What do we have? An Arctic frost satsuma. I won't even tell you who this is. We don't need to zoom in on it. But here's the thing with our Arctic frost satsuma. It should not look like this. This tree had water, it had fertilizer, it had everything it needed going into the winter. And it looks like this. Now, because these trees are costly and the roots are established and they're still green, we're going to give these trees a chance to see if they come out. But this is very important. Just because it says Arctic frost, that doesn't mean it's the best tree. The cold tolerance on this is down to 20 degrees. The one behind me said 20, 40, but they're just some citrus trees. Find out what people in your area have grown and try that. Especially if you've got a neighbor and he has a citrus tree, go talk to him. Don't assume that because you're in a zone such as 9A that just because you're in one part, it's the same. If you're near the ocean within 10 miles, your temperature, it may get cold, but it'll usually warm up pretty rapidly. If you happen to be near springs or a lake, that changes the whole dynamic of your gardening and what you're going to be facing. So the important thing, don't give up on growing citrus. Well, I've had a tree die. I've probably had a dozen trees die that were citrus out here, maybe. I know people who have had hundreds of trees die. They don't quit, okay? Keep growing, gardening, keep the dream going. It's about not giving up. And if you're in an area outside the U.S. and you're like, I'm in a zone like this which we struggle with, we have people watching from outside the U.S. and we want to thank you for watching. We want to ask you, if you've enjoyed these videos, to like, to subscribe, and send us a message. Let us know where you are from, because this is the important thing. We want to know where you're from. We want to know what you're doing, because homesteading is a way of life. I think it helps people to have a better life, and it's just something that we really want to see more people doing around, so that they can enjoy your life and you get to see the work of your hands and enjoy the fruit of your labor. We're not concerned with labels. Labor. And I think there's something about that in Ecclesiastes. I don't have the verse. But until next time, thank you for watching Blue Heron Homestead.